Good evening and welcome to Scrapbooking with a Twist. We are going to have a layout share this evening, and I like to do these before my stack gets too terribly big. We've had some challenges and games that I've played, and so I thought I would just go ahead and do our layout share. This first one, all stash. This was my grandson's 5th birthday. This was part of the Around the World in 30 Days. We had to use a cartoon character. It was Japan, and we had to use a cartoon character. And so I used my Winnie the Pooh. I have another one that's real cute too. I used my Winnie the Pooh and his bees and beehive. And then this was an embellishment that I got through the swap, and it didn't have a name on it, so I don't know who did it. This was my grandson's 5th birthday. It was COVID. You can see his little mask. And so we celebrated the best we could. He was staying with me instead of going to preschool. And, we went to Dollar Tree and bought some goodies. We went to Sonic and got a Sonic Blast. And we drove down the road and looked at the buffalo. And so that was how we spent his birthday. This one is also from 30 Days, Around the World in 30 Days. This one was, it was actually Norway, I think was the challenge, but it was just any travel. And so we had to use bags as an embellishment. So I did Peru because I haven't scrapped this page. This was a base page that I got in a kit. No, that I got at Scrapbook Convention, and we got to make it there, and we glittered this on this certain kind of sticky paper and put it on. The moments was already on there, and then this pretty background, and then I matted my pictures on pink, and this embellishment we added to it. That's also that sticky paper that we glittered. And so I just added Peru, so I knew where it was, and my journaling and my bags and a little map tag to meet the requirements of that. So even though it was the Norway challenge, I did Peru as my thing that I scrapped. This was field day with my grandsons. And so this was Canada, I believe, and we had to use Around the World in 30 Days, and we had to use red paper and fall foliage. So I had this is all stash again. This was a 3x5 card. This was an old, well, they're not real old. I've had them a year or so, fall sticker chipboard. I had these leaves in my stash for I don't know how long, and then I just made the flowers with some yellow cardstock, a little round brown punch, and some brown inking around the edges. 2 different punches, a big punch and this smaller punch for my flowers, and I just cut some yellow strips to kind of make a grid, almost like a tic-tac-toe sign. And I changed this after I finished it and put the picture up for the challenge. I had this down here, and I found this picture and wanted to add this picture to it, so I moved the journaling up there and put this little picture down there. I change layouts a lot before I put them in my folders sometimes. This one was also Around the World in 30 Days. It was, I don't remember. It was Africa, and we had to do an animal, like a safari or a zoo type animal. And so I have been to Africa a couple of times. So I did a trip to Morocco where we rode in this little camel caravan up through the sand dunes. It was really pretty awesome. I'll be doing a sister page to this where we stayed out in the Sahara in camel hair tents. And I'll be doing a page that's going to go with this. These are just some little Jolie's embellishments. No. I think they were from Dollar Tree. So here are camels laying down. I'm on the camel. This is just camels out by the village. They weren't ours. They were just staked out there by the village that belonged to someone. These were just a herd of camels way out in the middle of nowhere. And then there we were in our little camel caravan. I crinkled up some paper sacks. I had several questions about the sand dunes. This is a couple of pieces of paper sacks. I just crinkled them up and then inked them with my brown ink and folded them around to get my little sand dunes, and then stuck my camels in there. And then this is just some craft paper. This is lighter. This is really like a cream, kind of a dark colored cream, and I used some ink blending just to smudge it around the edges. And then this is craft paper that I tore and inked to go along the bottom of my sand dunes and to back these pictures. This and this and this, these, what are they called? Medela, I forgot what they're called. Anyway, were some paper that I got at Scrapbook Convention to go with my Morocco stuff, and I got this title at one of the booths at Scrapbook Convention in Arlington. And the title is African Sahara Camel Ride Morocco. This was Around the World in 30 Days, and it was Paris. And so I had been to Paris, so I did a couple of, actually 4 pictures from Paris. I had had this embellishment for ages because I haven't scrapped my trip. We went to Morocco, and then we went to Morocco in December. We actually ended up spending New Year's in Morocco, and then we came back through Paris. Our flight was through Paris, so we laid over in Paris for 3 or 4 days, and they still had all of the lights up and down that Champs-Élysées. I don't know how you pronounce that. But anyway, Notre Dame, the Moulin Rouge, the Eiffel Tower, and that main thoroughfare. And so I put the Arc de Triomphe on there. I used my embellishment for the Eiffel Tower. I had this. This was a glass, that you put on the stuff that you put on a glass, like to decorate a glass. I had gotten it at Dollar Tree, and these are just some little silver glitter hearts to go with the silver glitter on the Eiffel Tower. Our requirement was to use hearts on this one, and so that I had the heart background paper and used those little hearts, and then my title had a heart in it. This one was also Around the World in 30 Days, and it was Venice, Italy, and I had been to Venice, so I decided to scrapbook about Venice. This was an old piece of chipboard that I had that I really had visualized. I've had it in my stash, I'll bet you 10 years. And I had visualized it turned upside down and kind of like a bridge shaped like this. And I just never had gotten around to using it. And so when I was playing, I saw this bridge. I thought I might be able to use that. And then I turned it the other way and said, it can be a gondola. So I put red paper behind it. I filled in with this gold flourish. I cut an extra piece and back of the black shiny paper just from my stash and mounted it on red and put it up on foam tape, added some gold flourishes to it to get my gondola. This little guy had come in some garage sale stuff, and I thought he made a cute gondola driver. This is the little guitar was something that I had made for a swap one time, but I thought that looked really cute with my gondola driver down here, my picture of the Grand Canal, one of the side canal streets, and the cathedral, all in Venice. Our requirement on this was to use, our pictures had to have lots of water, and we had to use a sunshine. And it was definitely a sunshiny day in Venice that day. Very hot. And I had plenty of, every picture has water in it. This is also 30 days, Around the World in 30 Days. This is Netherlands, and I had so many pictures that I decided that I'd do what do you call these pages? Anyway, a pocket page. And so I had a big pocket page, and I just cut it had these three, it had 3 4x6s, and then it had 2 4x6s running vertically. And so I just cut those off and used it, just the 3, because that's all I needed. So these are just some pictures. These are actually postcards, but I really liked them, showing the tulip fields. The requirement in this one was flowers and a bicycle. So I included the card I had of the tulip fields. There's my journaling. And then just some scenes around Amsterdam. And then this was the second page. Where's the first? Oh, there it is. I got these mixed up. Here is the actual page I made for that, for the Netherlands. And we were to use flowers and a bicycle. So here are all of my flowers. This was a little flower shop. They're just everywhere along the streets of Amsterdam. They have the most beautiful flowers throughout Europe. And so I made all of these flowers and tucked in the bicycle with the flowers in the basket on the bicycle. And this little girl was Mallory, I believe, Aubrey. This was a swap item from one of our swaps, the purple swap, and I thought she was perfect for this layout. This was just another page that I made to go with that one, so I added some of the flowers, some of the same types of flowers. I made this little pocket to hold my ticket stub, showing that we landed in Amsterdam, and just more pictures of Amsterdam. And I have all of these are explained over here in my journaling. This was Anne Frank's house. In that bookcase, there was an entry into the stairwell where you went up to the kind of the attic area where her family hid. This is 30 Days Around the World, and it was Egypt, and I had been to Egypt, so I scrapped a picture of the pyramids. We had to use triangles, and so I used triangles as my pyramids, and I think that was the only requirement, was just triangles, and so that was how I met the requirements of that. This was a bookmark actually made out of papyrus, and so I cut that top part out and used the alphabet from it and just built a little cluster of things there. And I just made triangles and then folded them and inked those. I did some ink blending with a kind of a chipped brick stencil on these to get that brick look, kind of like the actual pyramids. And I thought this is one of my favorite layouts. This paper, even though you can't see it real well, if you could see more of the paper, the stuff on it actually looks like hieroglyphics, and so I thought that was really good for the this one. This is a picture from the expressway, and I don't know if you can see them because it's kind of hazy, but from the expressway we looked out across and saw the Great Pyramids. Just kind of breathtaking. There's the Great Sphinx. This one was also Around the World in 30 Days. It was Mexico, and all you had to do was use a taco embellishment on this one, and so I did. Here are my taco embellishments, and it says Taco Bout, a great party, and this was my grandson's 11th birthday party, and my daughter made this amazing food and we had a really sweet party. Cute little decorations that she had made with I used another one of these guitars over there on the Venice, but these are some little guitars that I had made for a swap one time. And then this is a companion page to that. These are from a swap. All of these little cactus, I can't look on the back now to tell you who made them, but these were really detailed little cactus cutouts that I had gotten in a swap that I really liked. Wondered when I first got them, I thought they were so cute, and I thought, what in the world could I use those on? And then when this game came up and we had Mexico, I thought, that's where I can use them. This one was USA, Around the World in 30 Days, and it was USA, and it was to do like a meal or food, because Americans kind of overeat, I suppose. Anyway, this was our, we're not Jewish, but we do observe Passover and some things like that just to teach our boys. And so this was our Passover meal. We had fruit and cheese, and this represented our bitter herbs and some vegetables, and we had lamb that my son-in-law had cooked and unleavened bread. And these are all of this except for this and the title are from 49 and Market. The background paper, these embellishments, everything on this, even the little clear embellishments, everything on here, and then not, of course, the silverware. Oh, this was a requirement to have some kind of like silverware and the food. That was the requirement for this challenge. And I think with that, I'll go ahead and do the twist tonight. I'm going to do two verses. One is Mark 8:5. And this was Jesus talking to his disciples. And he says, "Be careful," Jesus warned them. "Watch out for the yeast of the Pharisees and of Herod." And then in Galatians, this is Paul writing his letter to the Galatians. He says, "A little yeast works through the whole batch of dough." If you've ever made bread, this was unleavened bread, no leavening in it, no yeast, so that it was flat and it could be made quickly. But Jesus and Mark are both saying here a little bit of yeast can control the whole batch of bread. And so Jesus was warning about the influence of the Pharisees. The Pharisees were negative. They didn't believe in him. They were trying to trap him and catch him and do all these things. And so if you've ever made bread, you understand that the tiniest little bit of yeast can control that whole lump of bread. It can make it rise several times. You knead it and knead it down and push it down, and it rises again. And so Jesus and Mark were both warning about the influence, that it only takes a little bit of a bad influence to have a big impact on our lives. So we have to choose carefully who we allow to influence us. This is Mother's Day of 2020. We, of course, that was during COVID, and so we had this, just our immediate family. My son cooked for us, and we took pictures out under the trees. It was a good day. The boys served us. I have some cute pictures of them serving us at the table. My presents. This is just stash stuff. Some gray. I believe this was from Joann's. And then this was an old frame. This was a swap item. One of our Forever Faith swap items. This was just a tag that I put my part of my title on, A Family Handmade by God. But this was a swap item from Forever Faith, and I loved it. And this little just fun little tag thing that was there. This is the paper on this and this were for, and these all of these, the fresh eggs, the chicken, and then the card that I used for my journaling and the background paper are all from Painted Pages. And these are my grandsons and their little egg business. They have several hens or quite a few hens, and they sell their eggs. I got these little hens. They're Brads. I got those at Scrapbook Convention. I just thought I loved this layout. I thought it turned out cute. My youngest grandson gathering eggs, my oldest grandson showing some of the product. This is last Halloween, or it wasn't actually on Halloween, it was on the 21st of October, but we went on a hayride not far from here down by the creek. Really cute, kind of long hayride. It was really fun. The boys, this is a terrible picture because they're looking directly into the sun, but I wanted them all lined up. It was my daughter and her boys, and we went on the hayride. I used a little embellishment, a Jolie's embellishment that I've had forever. This was out of some Painted Pages. This was just some these are some clear embellishments. I used my tree and my branch punch, old paper from an old paper pad. Keep forgetting to cover their faces. This is my next to the youngest of my daughter's boys, and this is birthday bash, just Hobby Lobby papers. This was a little 4x6 paper pad that had the stripe and the polka dot on it, and this stripe. I stenciled these stars with my inks. This was, oh, I just went blank. Clear paper, whatever you call that. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that was, and he got his hoverboard. My daughter made his cake. So lots of fun. Captain America cake. This is when my daughter and my sister and I went to Waco. Again, I used a big pocket page. This was a whole half page. These are from Close to My Heart. And so I used the paper background and the flowers with Love Waco. The tab for our dinner, my sister treated us to dinner. My daughter did the RBO, and my sister treated us to dinner. For three of us, it was almost $200, primarily because they drank three or four, it looks like, margaritas that were a little bit expensive. I didn't drink a margarita. I think I had one little glass of champagne just to celebrate my birthday. It was my birthday, and so my daughter surprised me and took me to Waco, and then really surprised me because my sister met us there. So we went to Magnolia. Some of the embellishments that I bought from Magnolia. This is off of one of the bags from Magnolia, just used as my embellishments. We ate breakfast at Magnolia Table, and so here we all are, some of our yummy, yummy breakfast. These were some embellishments, I believe from Hobby Lobby. I just made my tag. Some little different greenery branch cut punches. I used this paper to carry through that I had done with the pocket page, and then this is an additional page to that. We did the Waco tour, so I bought some of these little embellishments at their little gift shop, and so I cut the Waco tours out of their little bag that they gave me, again using this same paper to carry the theme all the way through. Here's our picture in front of the Waco mural that's in their office. Here's some pictures of our little RBO. It was really cute little small 3-bedroom, clean, just really cute. We went to Harp Designs. Here's the shotgun house, and then this is corrugated, and I had cut it out a long time ago and decided it went well with this paper, and then part of an embellishment. My little bow. This is more from that same trip. It's actually a 2-page, and it says My Favorite Adventure. I don't have room to show 2 pages side by side, but here's my daughter and I taking off for Waco in the car, our selfie, and then here the 3 of us on that Waco tour, my sister, my daughter, and I, and our bags, and together forever. These are some die cuts that I have. This paper has a little bit of gold in it, not much, but just a little, so I use those flourish type die cuts, and then my gold thickers. I thought that turned out cute. Cut this little tag in half so that I could run it underneath the pictures, layered up some coordinating papers just to give some depth. This was an old, I've told you about this a dozen times, big old packet that had like 100 frames in it, and it had the alpha. Each one had 26 of them had A or B or C, and this was the W, so I added the ACO to spell Waco. And then this is the second page of that. There's the bakery at the silos, more of those gold decorations, some flowers in coordinating colors. This was a picture that I took of their little board there and there, and then these were some embellishments that I bought there. There's the Alco building, the original Magnolia store. Of course, it's, you know, over in this big complex now. Here's one of the places we stopped on our tour. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the layout share. Pretty good stack of layouts. Many of them have videos. Some of them do not, but many of them do. If you would look on my channel and find those layouts, I would appreciate it. And if you liked this, please give me a thumbs up and help my channel grow. If you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe. I will just tell you now that I hope you have a blessed day, and more importantly, be a blessing to somebody else. Thank you. See you later.